Welcome, everybody, to the Crossing Swords Intermission Report. I am Dwayne from Two Goalies, One Mike, joined by Trevor Hauer from the Hauer Power podcast. Always butcher that. Trevor, thanks for joining in. Really weird thing to see. The Sabres have a lead going. Well, it's not weird. We've seen them go into the third period of the lead before. We've seen how that always ends up. But they're playing well right now. One of the things I didn't like about that third period was seeing they're playing in front of their own net on that last goal. Yoki Haru failed to take Drew's stick, and he's going to score 10 times out of 10 when given that opportunity. But overall, Johansson's looked good. That first line of Hall, Cousins, and Reinhart has looked phenomenal. And, things are shaking out Buffalo's way right now.
Hey, man, we scored four goals. We scored 4 goals. I'm so psyched about that. And we're going into the third period where we can have a chance to score 5 or 6 goals. Like, that's the best part of the whole game so far. And maybe if Henry Jokiharju wasn't on the taxi squad for so long, he wouldn't have made a play like that. And that's beyond me. That's on the head coach right there. But I like what I'm seeing so far. Riley Sheehan is the MVP of the game, and as well as Sam Reinhart.
Yeah, Sam is having one hell of a game, and we're used to seeing him and Jack being connected at the hip, and a lot of the points that Sam gets, are I don't want to say he rides. I have said it in the past that he rides Jack's coattails, but he's having himself quite a game away from with Jack not in the lineup. So maybe he's proving some of the doubters wrong. I don't know, but I'd like to see that more on a consistent basis, depending on how long the Jack Eichel injury is. But one of the things I do take away from this that it really gets me amped up is the fact that you have Dylan Cousins proving that he can play up the middle right now in a top line position, meaning he should thrive down on that second line. So with that being said, I'm excited to see if Jack does come back a little bit sooner rather than later, because that means you can slide Dylan Cousins down in your second line center and have even better depth down the middle.
Dude, Dylan Cousins, I was so wrong about him because I wanted Cole Caulfield so bad in that draft, but he has been everything on this team so far that I want from him. I mean, dropping the gloves when he has to, playing in these huge roles that he's forced into. I mean, he's showing up and showing out every single night. Dylan Cousins, in my opinion, is just an absolute beast on the Sabres team, and he's one of the only guys that I can say that about on this roster. I mean, with Jack Eichel hurt, you got to have somebody to fill in his shoes, fill in that spot. And I think Dylan Cousins is the perfect guy so far. Granted, they're facing against Philadelphia. We'll see once they face like better teams like Boston and however long Jack Eichel's out for. But Dylan Cousins is filling that role really, really well, and I'm very, very impressed with him.
Well, I wouldn't take anything away from the Philadelphia Flyers. That's a good hockey team. I don't care what anybody says. Very deep. Claude Giroux is still a world-class hockey player. You still got guys like Voracek on that team, guys who can put the puck in the net, Provorov. So, I mean, that is a scary hockey team. Obviously, Carter Hart had a rough start there in the first period. Got pulled from Brian Elliott. And this game isn't over yet. So we all know, we have all seen the Sabres go into the third period with leads before, and we've seen them lose. So let's hope that's not the case here. With that being said, what are your predictions here going into the third period? Do you see the Sabres, being able to get this game into the garage, or do you see them, are you seeing the same old Sabres who give up a 1 or 2 goal lead, no matter what it seems to be?
Well, I'm thinking they've really given me no reason to believe that they can actually hold on to a lead going into the third period, especially a 1-goal lead. But I want to be optimistic, and I want to say that the Sabres score an early goal in the third, make it 5-3. Philly scores later in the third and make it 5-4, but Buffalo wins 6-4, empty netter from Sam Reinhart.
Gets the hat trick. I like it.
Get the old Hattie.
Get the old Hattie. I love it. One of the things that, Sabres are doing right, and they've been doing it right since the start of the game, is they're winning most of the battles below the dots. They're winning battles along the boards. And controlling the neutral zone too. It's not just a one-sided affair in the neutral zone where I think you have to win. That's the one area of the ice you have to win, 10 times out of 10 if you expect to be successful in this league. And they're not getting bullied in the in the neutral zone, which is huge.
Neutral zone play is huge. If you can, I don't want to say you don't want to you don't want to play the old New Jersey Devil trap game, but you have to maintain that neutral zone really well. And the Sabres have done that tonight, as well as they've actually gotten physical. They're not getting bullied out there, like you said. They're not getting thrown around the rink like an old Barbie doll. They're playing physical, and that's what I like to see out of this team. And I think that's a big reason why they're up 4-3, why they've scored 4 goals, why they're winning going into the third. I mean, I honestly think you got to be more disciplined. I think Brandon Montour's goal was phenomenal, but at the same time, taking the penalty when he did almost kind of shot ourselves in the foot there. So we got to stay out of the box in the third period.
Couldn't agree more. If you expect to get this car into the garage, you definitely got to stay out of the box, or maybe make it easier yourself. Give yourself another power play opportunity here. And I think that's definitely where you miss a guy like Jack Eichel, even though he clearly hasn't been 100% since the start of the season.
Right.
Having that threat on that opposite faceoff dot, along with Olofsson on the other side, really it has been the bread and butter of that power play, because you got to spread yourself a little bit more thin to cover both sides, because both those players are dangerous from both those spots. Only having one there, your penalty kill can seem to focus on that one guy, which kind of hurts the power play a little bit. So, but the penalty kill has been phenomenal. Cullen, I'm glad you could hop in here with us. How did you feel about that second period?
So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't catch a lot of it. I saw the clips and the highlights of it. But it's good to see that we have a lead still. I saw that first goal that the Flyers got 2 minutes or 3 minutes into the period, and I was like, okay, here we go. We're back to the Sabres. And, I mean, it happened in the first period too, and they responded well. And to be able to go into this third period with a lead is insane, honestly. Like, the Flyers had a much better period. It seemed like they were able to put 2 more goals up, but we were able to counter it with 1 and keep the lead. And we'll see how defense plays this third period, and hopefully we can come out of here with a victory and see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, it's this is a game we've seen a lot of people say the one game you want them to lose, because the consensus seems to be that Ralph Kruger should be on his way out the door. I still agree that should be the move on the Sabres part. He really, regardless of how this game goes, he hasn't really proven to me that he could be a successful coach for this franchise. But we'll see if the victory here tonight gives him any more a longer shelf life than what he would have had beforehand, or they find a way to lose this game. Maybe we wake up tomorrow morning with news that Ralph Kruger's been fired.
That'd be great. I mean, hopefully they win and Ralph Kruger still gets canned. That'd be the best case scenario right there.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be something. I don't know if they won't fire when we keep losing. I don't know what happens if we start winning, but yeah, if they come back and the Flyers come back, hopefully we wake up tomorrow and Kruger's gone. If we win, hopefully we wake up tomorrow and Kruger's gone. So, I mean, just the general hope is hopefully we wake up tomorrow and Kruger's gone.
Do you see what happens when we don't play dump and chase hockey for 2 periods straight? We score 4 freaking goals. How about that?
Dump and chase is in the past. I mean, it works in some scenarios, but it's a very on the rush offense created off the rush league now. It's very rare you see teams sustain success from playing dump and chase hockey. So it's nice to see that happen here. Control the puck down low on the half wall, get pucks to the net, and you score goals that way. I mean, even you saw Philadelphia do it there on that last goal. They controlled play down low. They got the puck to the net. Yoki Harju failed to get Giroux's stick, and they scored. But then again, Sabres answered back. You got to get in those dirty areas. You got to be willing to play dirty between the hash marks and below the dots. That's where you're going to win hockey games. That in the neutral zone.
I agree. Like, you have to be able to cover those areas that Claude Giroux can just sneak past you in, because he's a very sneaky guy. That comment is great. That's just throwing me off.
I actually went to high school with Artie there. He's a good guy. Huge fan. I remember going out to Pew High School with him and my buddy Regeb Salage, talking Sabres hockey back in their heyday, back in the mid 2000s, where they were making their cup runs. Those were the good old days when the Sabres were always consistently a good hockey team and a fun hockey team to watch.
Kill for those years, man. I kill for those years back.
Oh, I would kill to have Gordon Bombay behind the bench right now.
Oh my God, look who it is.
Yeah, I don't know what this team's doing. I was at work and, they go down right away. And I'm like, oh, yeah, typical Sabres. And then I look at my phone again and I'm like, how the hell are they winning? 3 goals in 1 period. What's going on? And it looks like they might blow this one. I got a weird feeling they're about to blow.
Rhino's going to get the hat trick. Rhino's going to get the hat trick in the empty net. I'm calling it.
It's not going to be in an empty net. He's going to get a hat trick, and they're still going to lose.
Oh, God, Payne is gone. Oh, he's a good dude. Yeah, guys, it's definitely a breath of fresh air to see them play this well. But we all know what it's like to see the Sabres go into the third period with the league. Usually doesn't end up in favor.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
It's again, the Sabres, I've said it before, I'll say it again. They make losing an art form. They just don't lose. They find, very punchline-ish ways to lose hockey games. And the writing might be on the wall for this one. I hope not. But, let's see what happens here.
We have to break the streak somehow. It's got to end. We're not losing 8 straight. Can't happen.
It doesn't have to end.
Oh, come on. It has to. It has to.
I mean, if you don't like your coach, you come out and you lose this third period. That's all I'm saying.
Apparently, they all like the coach, though, Ty.
They have a great opportunity. We'll see if they trust him or not, because that's where my mind's focused on.
We have to outwin the Bill.
Josh, Allen, okay? That's who I'm focused on.
All right.
Sabres team, next. Thank you, next.
The Da Vinci's of disappointment.
Literally.
That is just a work of art. A work of art.
They allow Trainwreck Sports to still make sense as a name. Because, you couldn't have – if both teams were successful, we couldn't be Trainwreck Sports anymore.
Hey, the Sabres had more wins than the Bandits this year so far, so give them that. Bandits aren't even playing.
It's still like 8 or 9 regulation wins in their last 53 games.
Yeah, that's not something to be proud of.
4 regulation wins in 29, which is depressing.
Yeah.
Haven't won a game in March since 2018.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's depressing. But what isn't depressing, though, support for this podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. They obsess over the technology developments to provide you with the best tools for your grooming experience. Manscaped is trusted by 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement for all your below-the-waist grooming needs. Get the Lawnmower 3.0. Ty, I know you have it. I know that's how you keep that epic mustache in line. Keep it up to par. Keep the ladies loving it. Has the plastic guard on to to refrain from any nicks and cuts.
Got a ceramic blade.
Ceramic blade. Yep. There's a plastic.
Wow.
There's a guard on it too.
That's the anti-nick blade.
Oh, the anti-nick. Yep. And then obviously the built-in flashlight. You never knew you needed a flashlight for your razor until you went with the Lawnmower 3.0. And it's waterproof in case you're in a rush in the morning. You can use that razor in the shower. Manscaped. If you use the code word Trainwreck, all capital letters, TRAINWRECK, you get 20% off with free shipping. That's Trainwreck. Manscaped.com. Get there. Ty, you want to sign us off?
Folks, make sure you tune in at Crosswords Pod, at 2 Goalies 1 Mic throughout the game for more updates and content throughout the season. Thank you for tuning in to the Crossing Swords second intermission report for Dwayne, intern, Colin, Trevor, and myself, Ty B. We only got 3 words left here, Dwayne. I don't know if the Sabres can do it, but let's go Buffalo.
Buffalo.